what we've been really talking about here is how leadership is emerging from our interactions, and it comes out of the relationships that we have with people. And this is why anyone can be a leader. It's not about your job title and the role that you've got. Everyone can be a leader to an extent, whether it's you wanting to get people behind your ideas for a project. So in this case, their self-leadership is going to be really important for them getting other people involved in their career development, for example. And the key with leadership, as we've been talking already, is around how do you make people think and feel and therefore act as a result of what they're thinking and feeling. So it's about how we can influence other people's mindsets, because it's working at an attitude level. And we talk a lot about, as leaders, we want to influence other people's behaviors. Yes, we do. And that quite often it's a much more transactional style of leadership. I do this and I expect you to do that. Yeah. That's a transactional type of leadership. And there's quite a lot around that. If we really want to have this inspirational effect, to be a transformational type of leader, that's where we need to influence people's attitudes. And that starts with influencing how do they feel, because if they're feeling remotely negative, you are never going to get that transformational leadership. And equally, a lot of people who are in leadership positions end up in some way being dysfunctional. So what they end up doing, and I think this is usually inadvertent, nobody sets out to deliberately be a dysfunctional leader. But what happens is they're influencing the attitudes of people around them in a very negative way. They're creating resistance, the grumblings and all the disengagement, the active disengagement. And it's such a shame. And talking some of my other sessions around this, one of the scales that really transforms how you influence other people's attitudes is around trust. And we did some of these wild sessions. We had 3 of them talking about some of the different aspects of trust. But if that's of interest to you, there's a book by Stephen Covey, Stephen with the PH, so the sun, called The Speed of Trust. And in that, he talks about a really useful framework with the 4 cores of credibility and some behaviors that you can think about that will help you to inspire trust. And one of the ones that he talks about there is how you extend trust. So before someone's actually given us definite evidence that they will do something, but we see something in them, we believe they can do it, and so we will extend trust to them that they will do it. And that in itself can be really quite inspiring. So trust is one of the scales that we can work on to shift somebody's attitudes in a way that is really transformational.